Hello everyone, very good afternoon and welcome back to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Alpa Sharma and I hope everyone is very good today. It's a very pleasant day out here and I hope your day is going good as well. We're going to be starting off with our session today on odd sentences out type practice questions for CAT 2024. So if you haven't attended my classes previously on parajumbles and parafillers type questions, make sure you've watched them after the class ends. The videos are saved in my channel, in this channel. And today we're going to be continuing with the practice. We're going to be picking up the all sentences type questions. I'll be giving you a little brief about the methodology you should be using to approach such questions, how you should get them correct, how you should attempt these questions, and we're going to be practicing some questions as well. I hope all of you can hear and see me clearly today. If there are no technical glitches, let's proceed with our session. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right. So what are we going to be doing? We're running a series where we pick up practice questions of different topics. We've already done parajumbles. We've already done the parafillers type questions. And then today we're going to be doing the odd sentences type questions. In the next class, we'll be picking up the summary based questions, my favorite, most favorite one, because I'm very confident that after watching that session, you're going to get most of the summary based questions correct. At least your logic is going to be intact. So let's continue with our session on odd sentences type. Odd sentences में क्या होता है? It's a theta type question. So of course, there's no negative marking here. You just have to type the correct answer. You'll be given 5 statements. Okay. And out of 5, 4 are going to be aligned together and be making a coherent paragraph. And 1 sentence is going to be an odd one, which is not going to be a part of the paragraph, at least not a part of the sequence that we have. Now, let's first understand if an examiner makes such a question, what does he keep in his mind while he makes it up? Because if you know the perspective of the examiner, attempting such a question is going to be comparatively easy for you. So when an examiner makes up an odd sentence type question, he will pick up 4 statements from the same paragraph that will come back to back, okay, in a sequence. And then 1 odd sentence that he picks up may be from the same paragraph, but somewhere, comes lower, not in the same sequence, or very likely. In fact, 100% of the times we've seen that in the past few years, it comes up from the same passage. That means that is to create more confusion because the topic being discussed in the 4 statements that will come together is going to be similar to the topic being discussed in the odd sentence. It will be a broader topic. The central idea, the thematic highlight will be the same, but this sentence will be an oddity. It wouldn't come in the sequence we have formed of the remaining 4 sentences. All right, so that's how an odd sentence type question is framed. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Resham, I think roughly 5 because it takes up a lot of time solving such questions. Okay, and I bought some previous year questions, some that we have made. It's a combination of all of that because, the paragraphs are long and I'll be giving you a little bit of theory as well. So I think on an average 5-6 questions in a class of 40-45 minutes. Okay, so I hope you've understood कैसे एक examiner question बनाता है, how he creates a question. Now comes the logic. How are we supposed to find which statement is odd if actually every sentence talks about the same thing? So let's start off with every single pointer that I've written down here. The first step is to actually read every statement carefully. When we do parajumbles, हम क्या करते हैं? We try to find mandatory pairs. We try to find 2 sentences coming together. The same logic is applicable here. When we try to do summary-based questions, then also, not summary, the parafiller kind questions, then also we'll have to read the entire paragraph very carefully. So reading carefully is the first essential element that you have to touch upon. Without reading an odd sentence type out of the 4 types of questions, that is parajumbles, parafillers, summary based and odd sentences. I think in charon mein se, the most difficult is going to be odd sentence type because it's going to take up a lot of your time. You'll have to arrange 4 sentences in an order and you'll have to find out which one does not fit into the sequence. So reading it carefully is going to be roughly 2, Resham. देखो when I say roughly 2, be very very clear, 22 में एक भी नहीं था, all right, but on an average it's 2 plus 1 minus 1 can happen last 2 years, 3 years, 2 years at least. We have seen 2 questions coming up, but it may go up a notch, it may go down a bit. 0 भी हो सकता है, it could be 4 as well, but certainly not more than that. Okay, I hope you got some clarity. Okay, so let's continue with what should our approach be. Read it very, very carefully. Today's session focuses on practice, but not speed, because speed is the secondary thing. Our idea is to first grab the concepts well, and only then our speed is going to be following. So today we're going to be practicing questions. We'll read each and every statement carefully. We'll identify how can we arrange 4 statements together and which one is going to be an oddity there. So remember, read every statement carefully, understand every single line, what it talks about. Only then you can frame a sequence of 4 statements coming together, and one is going to be an odd. That's the 5th one. All right, the first pointer, read your statements carefully. Second, identify common themes. But as I said earlier, every single line in the question is going to talk about a similar thing only. For example, if I write a paragraph on CAA, or I write a paragraph on our economic condition of the country, okay? So the economic condition of the country, all the lines, 5 lines will talk about the economic condition, but there will be a minor theme. Let's understand carefully what a major theme and what a minor theme is. A major theme is a bigger set, like economic condition of the country. अब इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन किस किस पे डिपेंड हो सकता है? इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन कैन डिपेंड अपॉन इन्फ्लेशन, इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन कैन डिपेंड अपॉन द existing income of people, economic condition can depend upon the prices of things, economic condition can depend upon the economic policy a country has. All of these are subsets of a bigger set. When I say bigger set, it's a bigger theme, economic condition of my country. When I say subsets, these are smaller themes, income of a person, prices of commodities, economic policy in my country. So probably out of the 5 lines, 4 lines will talk about the economic policy in my country. The 5th line is going to talk about economic condition only, but it would denote economic condition through the price rise in the country. That means we found an oddity. While we focus on common themes, a major theme and a minor theme. When you get 4 statements talking about a major theme and 5th one is completely odd, the chances of such questions coming up is negligible, to be very honest. You don't see such questions anymore. If you get to see one, you know you have to attempt it. But let's focus on a major theme and a minor theme. We'll have to focus on the fact that 4 statements will talk about a similar theory, a similar story. There will be a common idea flowing between the 4 statements. All right. And the 5th one is going to be talking about a bigger theory only, but there will be an oddity there. Okay, so that's my second pointer. Identify common themes. Remember, when I say common themes, it's going to be a set and a subset in terms of themes. So there will be a bigger theme and there will be a minor theme. We have to focus on minor themes predominantly. Now I have a question from Sai Kiran. Say simple tricks for RC, ma'am. Okay, so Sai, I'll have to take a separate session for that, my child. I'm so sorry, because if I start talking about that, we're going to deviate from the topic. But we've had multiple sessions on this channel on RC tricks and tips. Some have been taken by Vikrant sir, some by Savitri ma'am, and I'll also be taking some in the course of time. So stick with us, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of our sessions, okay? If you guys are watching this recorded, make sure you comment under my video with any requests that you have. I can pick it up in the month of April. Okay, I have plenty of classes scheduled. Let's pick up our third pointer that we need to focus on while we try to solve an odd sentence type question. Logical flow of. So logical flow क्या होता है? A sequence of all the 4 statements. Ideally, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 statements you have to figure out the sequence of 4 statements in the order you think they should come in, like 4, 3, 1, 2. Okay, that means 5 does not fit into the logical flow of these statements. Logical flow is arranging 4 statements in a specific order, like an opening statement, a closing statement, and the middle statements taking the idea even furthermore. So arranging for statements in a logical order according to the logical flow, and then identifying one statement that does not fit into the sequence. That's another way of approaching it. But sometimes, when I say but, listen to me carefully. Sometimes you may not be able to find out a logical flow. If you are unable to find out, you'll have to come back to pointer number 2, identifying a bigger theme and a smaller theme. Even if you're unable to make an entire sequence of the 4 statements and find out an odd one as the 5th one, you still can solve most of the questions by identifying a bigger theme and a smaller theme. Like all the smaller theme statements are going to align. किसी भी order में आए, मुझे पता है they're going to come together. But one statement does not fit into the sequence. All right. So this is going to be analyzing the logical flow. And then we have look for outliners. Now outliners are, okay, these statements are linked together. Okay. And then we have one statement that's an oddity. So roughly, I think you have an idea of how to approach odd sentence type questions. Just remember, once you've identified the odd sentence, just go back, read the entire sequence. Double checking is very, very important. Although you don't have a negative marking here, but it's a scoring topic. Since you don't have a negative marking, don't leave that question. Just double check it once. See if the sequence that you've made sounds correct. When I talk about sequences that you've made, I've taken 2 classes already on parajumble and parafillers. If you still haven't attended them, make sure you go back and attend these classes, okay? So let's now start off with our very first question. I want you to read every statement carefully, make a sequence of 4 statements and find out one statement that doesn't fit into the bigger or the minor main theme of the passage. Here you go. Good luck. It's a very easy question. Take your time. Which statement according to you is an oddity here? What's your answer? Okay, Resham. Others? This question, I'll give you a little hint, is a typical example of a bigger theme and a minor theme, a set and a subset. Apply that logic. Samarth, boost skills. Thakur, Sai Kiran, what's your answers? Okay, let me help you out. I think by this time you've understood that all the statements are taken up from the same passage, right? Same passage se hain. Yet there is a common link between four statements, okay, and one is going to be an odd one here. The major theme here is going to be one island, the language that's spoken there, the people who live there, who are the last residents there, and then the chain in the island who speak a specific language, right? Ah, Resham, now you've got that. Samarth, you answered the same as Resham did. But now I'm going to give you a hint. You will change your answer as Resham did as well. What we were doing was we have a major theme that is the island and residents and natives and language and what do you call them? Okay. Let me highlight a few words for you. So the first statement talks about a language, okay, that the residents of that island speak and the resident as well. So fluent in both. Also, we have another statement talking about language. We have the fourth statement, again talking of the language. We have the third statement, again talking of the language. But when you look at statement number 2, what's wrong with my, yeah. So when you look at statement number 2, it talks about the population. It doesn't even refer to the language people speak. And that's why our odd sentence is the second one. Now, what was our major theme here? Major theme was language, people, residents, population. And then we had a minor theme. The minor theme is Bo as the language. We have four statements speaking of the language. The fifth one, which is the second statement, yes, is going to be the oddity here. Now, I will tell you the sequence of the statements that we have here, but remember, कोई hard and fast rule nahi hai. It's not a compulsion that you have to figure out the theme. For such easy questions, FYI, this is a previous year question. Okay, so it's not a hard and fast rule that you need to figure out the sequence all the times. You can save a lot of effort if you can still figure out an oddity like this one, because this is an easy approach. But for some questions, like we will see furthermore, sometimes the application does not work, so you'll have to figure out the sequence. So ideally, the sequence is going to be this one, 4, 3, 1, and 5. I've written all of that in the answers as well. Ah, what's going wrong? Something stuck with my OBS. Okay, so it's going to be 4315, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter a lot in this question because we found our oddity even without making a sequence. Okay, so now we're going to apply the same logic, a broader theme and a minor theme, or alternatively making a sequence of four statements and coming back to the correct answer. Okay, I hope everyone got this one. Let's proceed to our question number 2. But before that, did you hit the like button? If you haven't done that, you have to do that right now. That's your Guru Dakshina that I demand in every class. आपकी Guru Dakshina क्या होती है? For every class that you attend, you'll have to hit the like button. If you haven't done that yet, do that right now. Thank you if you've done that already. Question number 2. Good luck. Yes, it is. You think it's 4? Samarth, try making a sequence also. Okay? Two. Major theme, minor theme. Major theme, who should you hire? What should you look at when you're hiring somebody? Right? And then there's a minor theme in the 4 statements. Can you point out the minor theme to me? The major theme is who and what basically should you look at while you're hiring people? What is the minor theme? Any idea? I'll give you a hint. And you can now reattempt the question after I give you the hint. Yes, Resham. It's the skills, it's the abilities. The skills you are looking at. Now reattempt the question if you want to. You may change your answer if you want to. The minor theme is going to be skills or abilities. So let us highlight a few things. Hard skills. Okay. Then we have soft skills. Then we have soft skills. You have to figure out one out of the 2 options we're left with. Statement number 2 or statement number 4. We've eliminated 3 of the statements, right? चलो sequence बना के देखते हैं. Yes, Dimple, you're right. Special qualities, efficiencies. What's your answer then, Dimple? We've known our major theme and minor theme here. Let's try to make a sequence. With the sequence, I think we can figure out if the correct answer is 4th or 2nd, either of it. Okay. So, ideally, we should start with the first statement, which is going to be, my pen is here. This. So, the sequence should be 1. Hard skills have traditionally ruled the roost. Some companies are moving away from choosing prospective hires based on technical abilities. Okay. And 2 statements talking about soft skills, which is the 3rd one and the 5th one, should come together. Okay. So 1, and then we have 3. Now, first, they traditionally used hard skills, but now they're focusing on soft skills. The move towards prioritizing soft skill is a natural response. So 5. 1, 3, 5 is our sequence for now. What is going to be the next one? Is it going to be 2 or is it going to be 4? 1, 3, 5, we figured it out. Introduction to traditional methods, and now we have soft skills. 2 statement talking about soft skills coming together, 3 and 5. That the move towards prioritizing soft skills is a natural response to 3 years of pandemic. So it's natural we need soft skills. We don't need hard skills. उसके बाद 2 आएगा या 4 आएगा? No, Samarth, it's going to be 4th. It says that, okay, when I say we need soft skills because of the pandemic, that's not to say that practical know-how is not needed anymore. Practical know-how still is important. So basically 5 and 4 connect together with a hint of contradiction like but. 5th says we're prioritizing soft skills. It's obvious because we've just had a pandemic, 3-year-long pandemic, but that does not mean we don't need our hard skills anymore, right? Even this talks of skills and expertise. So we have 4 statements speaking of skills and abilities and expertise. people look for when hiring candidates. Whereas 2 is an oddity. 2 looks more like the first line of the introductory line of a passage. 1, 3, 4, and 5 are details, minor details of what they focus on. So when the companies are shaking off old definition of an ideal candidate, they may be looking at multiple things. One is their skills and abilities. The others could be financial restraints or constraints or further more things. So it's a broader one, probably first line hoga passage ka, but does not fit into the sequence that we have. Our sequence is going to be 1, 3, 5, and 4. 2 is an oddity, major theme, who and what we are looking at, right? 2 is a part of that main theme, but a minor theme is skills. 1, 3, 4, and 5 are talking of skills. Yes, yes, you've got that correct, Resham. And Samarth, it's absolutely fine if you're getting them wrong because while I've explained the logic to you, if you're able to understand that, you just have to replicate the same thing while you practice. Okay, so please solve a lot of questions. As I've already said in the beginning, this kind of a question is a little tricky one compared to the other two types of parajumble and parafillers. ये थोड़ा सा difficult होता है comparatively. So it's okay, absolutely, if you're making mistakes. I'm not surprised with it. Let's look at our next question, okay? Good luck, everyone. This is now our graph is increasing like this, okay? In the terms of difficulty level. So we've had the easiest one, a little more difficult. Now we have a little more difficult. Good luck, everybody. Okay, Samarth? Himanshu, we're solving a question. I don't know where you exactly are. Confusion between 2 and 3. Okay, since Samarth also and Resham also are confused between 2 and 3, And the answer rightly is between one of these two. I want you to focus on the minor theme being followed in 1, 4, and 5. If you follow the minor theme, you'll be able to figure out that minor theme visible in the other one of the other two statements. Focus on that. Major theme, confusion. Rather, not confusion. Major theme is difficulty and chaos in the spellings of numbers in English. True. Okay. There is a confusion. Let's try to make a sequence, okay? The sequence should ideally have statement number 1 in the beginning, okay? That there is no systematic rule. The absence of a systematic rule creating confusions like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on after 10, okay? And then when you have 11, so this is after 10, you have these problems. If you don't know the word for 11, you will not be able to guess the correct spelling of it, of course, because you may be thinking it's 1 teen. That's what usually kids do. That's what my child did as well. Okay, so there's a confusion here as well because of the absence of a systematic rule. Then we have even more confusingly word 14 puts the first puts 4 first, even though we write it like this, but we spell it as 14. 4 comes in the beginning, adding on to the confusion because of the absence of a systematic rule. एक systematic rule है. Okay, the rule is 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10, but after that the rule is not followed. Because of the absence of the rule, you may not be able to spell 14 correctly because 14 में 4 comes later on, but spelling में 4 comes in the beginning. Similarly, when you look at the number 11, you may be pronouncing it as 1 teen. No systematic rule. Okay? For the multiples of 10, yet there is no systematic rule, 20, 30, 40, and so on. Now we have statement number 3 that says it takes children a while to learn all these words and understand. So when I say it takes them a while to learn all these words, it's a part of all these words. It's a part of a broader theme. The minor theme is no systematic rule giving birth to the chaos that we have. So our minor theme comes here in the shape of statement 1, statement 2, 4, and 5 coming together. That shows us there is absence of systematic rule. And because of all of this and multiple other statements the author must have given, this should either ideally come in the beginning or the end paragraph of the same passage. The correct answer is going to be a 3. So initially, you guys were actually close, but you got confused, which is rightly uh, happening because the level of difficulty of this question was a little higher. Now, have you understood why is, sorry, 3? Why is 3 the oddity here? Okay. All right. Now let's move on to our next question. And the level of difficulty is not going to be higher than this. I would still say 2 is the level of difficulty there. Okay. All right. Again, a major theme, minor theme, very evidently visible here. Good luck. Okay. Samarth, give this a try again. I think fifth is going to be actually the introductory statement of the four statements. It is a part of the four statements. And I'm giving you a big hint. It's the introductory statement. The issue now is the commercial activity as private firms rather than nation states look to space for profit. Think. No, no, no. Samarth, let me explain this again. 5 actually talks about commercial activity, which is taken up for profit. And why is it taken up for profit and why is it an issue right now? It's an issue because outer space is commons. So 5 or 2 actually साथ आना नहीं चाहिए. Do you think so? That the issue is commercial activity, which commercial agents are taking up for profit. And why is it actually an issue right now? It's an issue because outer space is for commons. It's open for everyone for exploration, right? Although it was ill-suited for commercial future, the rules that were claimed beforehand, but now they're ill-suited. Currently, they're obsolete. So 2 actually explains why is it an issue. It's 5-2 as a mandatory pair. There is one more mandatory pair that you need to figure out. Any statement that can come after 2. No, Shreyansh. So the first mandatory pair, when we did parajumbles, I had taught you how to identify mandatory pairs. I'll repeat again. If you haven't seen that session, I want you to go back after the class, find out my session on parajumbles and watch it. Also parafillers. Please watch it thoroughly. You'll be immensely benefited. All right. We know there's an issue that commercial activity is happening. They're trying to make profit from space. Why is it an issue? It's an issue because space is for commons. Okay. The space law developed in the 50s and 60s is not suited. Currently, it's not suited for the future. This is an obsolete set of laws, and currently the legal status of resources remains ambiguous because of the existence of obsolete laws. So we have 5, 2, and 1. 2, 1 continues the story of 2. The laws were very, very old. It is ill-suited currently for the future as well. And that's why the legal status currently is ambiguous. There is a lot of market, but we don't know who has rights, how much can you take from the space, who can take. We still don't know that. Okay? So there are many technical hurdles. Now, out of 3 and 4 is what you need to figure out. Think again. Think again. You need to figure out 1 out of the 2, 3 or 4. Laws adopted by the US and Luxembourg are first steps. First steps in what? Diminishing the hurdles. The condition right now is ambiguous. We need to diminish the hurdles, and the first step is taken by US and Luxembourg, but they only protect firms from competing the claims by their compatriots. A Chinese company will not be bound by US law. We have found our oddity, and that's the 4th one. Critics say the US is conferring. Critics kahan se aa gaya? This is one word that doesn't link to any of the statements here. Probably there's one entire paragraph that speaks of critics from where the statement was taken up. So a sequence 5 to 1 and 3. The first step tells us that it goes well with 1. The correct answer is a 3. Does that make sense, everyone? Convinced? Yes? All right, so with this, I'm going to be giving this session a closure. But before I do that, I want first you to hit the like button if you haven't done that yet, because that's your Guru Dakshina. Guru se padte to Dakshina deni padti hai. That's how you do that. 2, if you have any requests after the session ends, you can comment under my video with the classes that you would want me to take up. If you're watching it recorded, you can comment right now. But others watching me live can comment only after the class ends. And we have a new batch for CMAT 2024. If you're preparing for CMAT 2024, register yourself right away. Comes for a very, very nominal cost. Late mat karo. We have a free one-to-one counseling session going on here. So you can speak to the counselors and you can, it's going to be 4th. Okay. All right. So you can speak to the counselors, know more about our programs, click on the link under my video and have a free one-to-one counseling session right away. Plus, we have our workshop. No, not this one. Yeah, we have our scholarship test happening on 24th of March, 11 a.m. And register yourself right away for the scholarship test. Don't miss out on that. You can win thousands of scholarship through this one. Lots of details about CMAT specialized course, live lectures, engaging videos, many mock tests, many topic-wise tests. Do that right now. The link is under my video in the description box. Any doubts? Any questions about our programs, about your career, about CAT preparation? Again, you can speak to our counselors. The link is under my video. Click on the link, fill out your basic details. One member from my team is going to give you a call and help you out with the doubts that you have. Make sure you have subscribed to our channel and follow us on all social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and our app on Google Play is with you. That's going to be all for today, everybody. I hope you had a fun learning session with me. Have a very, very good day. God bless all of you.